Family, what it do? It's your girl Tootie, and I am back with another video. Shout out to the squad. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Listen, dreaming really is probable. Drip said in the building. I don't care what nobody tell you. You can do it if you want to do it. It ain't no age. It ain't no ethnicity. It ain't no gender that should stop you. Get out there and get that shit, sir. It's money to get made. You hear me, kings? Get out there and get some. These kids need all types of shit. It ain't gonna stop. So go out there. You feel me? We're about to get into this video, like I said, and let's peruse through it. Y'all sent it to me, so I'm gonna check it out. Let's go.
Hey, this is to the mourners and all the big fans of the story of NaZiyah Harris' story. Follow, like, comment, and share as we take you through every story with details and truth. This is the page that took you to all the scenes and all the newest updates. We got them all.
Okay, today I'm here with
Brenda
Lopez, one of the fans of NaZiyah Harris. Now today, we're here to talk about NaZiyah Harris and her disappearance and some of the court cases, just a little bit of everything, what's going on with NaZiyah Harris. Me, I'm my dad's son. I don't really know too much, but I know a little about NaZiyah Harris. Lady I got across from me, I almost know everything, so I'm gonna ask her the questions, and this is what we're gonna do today. Do you remember the day that, or any time that she went missing, or around a month?
January 9th.
January 9th? Do you remember anything that, like, anything happened when she first went missing?
When she first went missing, she was saying, she was in school for one, and saying how she was not feeling well.
Right.
So she was going through some school was saying things like like she was having stomach problems or stomach issues or whatever. My intake on...
All right, I'm gonna watch the vid, but is she, when they say she a fan of the, hold on, help me out. I'm gonna look, but she don't know her. She just know everything that we know. I'm gonna shut up. Let me just...
The NaZiyah Harris case, and I've been viewing it and seeing it, and I'm involved deeply in this case because I have a daughter that passed away. So I look at the parents for one. When she came up missing, instead of them saying that she was missing, where they would have did a Amber Alert, they said, well, she's not here, she's not at the house.
Not to mean to cut you off, but how do you think the city is responding about this case with NaZiyah?
Within the city of Detroit, like where it happened, yeah. I don't see a lot of people in it. I don't see a lot of people involved in this case. It's like,
you don't feel like they care too much.
I'm not saying that people don't care. I just don't see a lot of people reacting.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to agree with her in that. There's a lot of people that care online. There's a lot of people that care in the comments, but actively being involved, that there is a difference in that. So we're not gonna cut the tape. Let's listen to what she has to say. My heart goes out to her because I did hear her say that she has a daughter too. Here's the thing though, this lady would be the one to care more than her own family, and that's the sad part. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of reaction because as black folks, it's like people don't care. And I'm not gonna really say care, but you got to think about if it was your own child, how would you react? You know. So
how old was NaZiyah?
I believe she just turned 13. Or she was turning 13, 12, going on 13.
So she was 13 years old when all this happened?
When all this happened, don't quote me on this, y'all. I believe she was 12 and her birthday was coming up. And she was turning 13, but she was 13 years old. And she was being SA by her auntie, Big Daddy, which is Jarvis, allegedly. Okay, so.
How did the family spoke out?
Well, the family have, but I don't even see the family in it. But you know, Roxy, shout out to Roxy as well, which is her cousin. Holidays don't nothing, or even walk around to this day with flyers still.
Yeah.
See, now I have to agree with her again. You know what I'm saying? But I do have to agree with her again Because why are we stopping being active about her? See, that's the part that's bothered me, and it's always bothered me. It's like everybody is prepared to wait for the verdict. But why are we doing that? There's things that we could still be doing for NaZiyah. You know what I'm saying? It's been no celebration. It's just been nothing, bro. So like I get her. I like, as much as I was kind of like on a fan of this video, I want to hear more of what she's saying, because at the end of the day, though, dog, we do gotta listen to the community. I'm happy that somebody else is disgusted, because why is it stopping? Why is it stopping? Like, all right, here's the thing, what I'm saying. We've had different family members that are still searching. We have some family members of NaZiyah who feel like she might still be alive. So why are we stopping in the canvassing? Why are we not still putting up flyers? Why are we not doing certain things? See, the problem on why we don't know what to do is because we got so many different answers from so many different people. Kim Worthy is saying that she's pronouncing her deceased. But then at the same time, you got so much other shit saying she might still, you know what I mean? It's crazy as hell, bro. It's like, I don't understand why everything ended on January 9th. I don't get that part.
Or posters, or have y'all seen my niece?
Facts. I gotta agree with Shawty on this one.
Grandma, my baby, any one of my grandkids come up missing, and yeah, I do run the tight shit. Like, somebody was trying to get my grandbaby Takis. I don't know what Takis is, but it's too hot for them to eat. I don't play that. I don't buy that, you know.
How do you think parents that see your son perspective?
I'm so sorry, but Shawty, she said Takis. She said, I don't want shit. I don't even know what a Taki is, but she can't have it. Hey, no, but listen. And see, there's a lot of people. Let me tell you, I got a lady, a supporter, who's been saying from day one she think NaZiyah is alive. From day one. We do got to figure out one thing. It's so much bull associated with this case.
Like, had a passing away child, how do you think this story hitting them? Like, do you think that parents that had a child that passed or missing or something bad that happened to the child, you think it's hitting them more, or you think
I can't speak for everybody else, but me it hit hard because I lost a child. So losing a child and seeing all these black young girls coming up missing, and nobody is caring about it. And then at the end of the day, you watching this, it's the parent. Because let me tell you something, my kids couldn't go nowhere without me knowing. My daughter right now today, I tell her, please call me and let me know where you at. Give me an address, tell me something. That way if something happens, I'm going to know. Because that's what parents supposed to do. You're supposed to be on your kid. But I can't speak for everybody else, but it hit hard for me. Because I lost a daughter. She was only 6 years old. So, yeah, and that hit hard. Like when you see these kids coming up missing or being SA by men, women, listen. Folks, let me tell y'all, as mothers, as fathers, you have to be on your kid.
I have another question.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think when we read Brooklyn's testimony, her testimony was very telling. It also told us that it wasn't a tight ship being ran at all. Because Brooklyn said in her own testimony, like, she didn't have to say she was going nowhere. She just went. You feel me? Now, you got to keep in mind, at the time of that testimony, this little girl was only 8 years old. So, her leaving the house, them leaving out the house with people, didn't even matter. And I never understood that type of shit. I'm like, how is an 8-year-old able to even be alone with a Jarvis? Like, how did he even almost able to SA this girl? Like, how was an 8-year-old? I don't care if it's his daddy or not. But evidently, it was later on in the day, or finna be evening or dusk, to where nobody else was at the shop if he had to use the key. So that's just showing to me, like, how are you just feeling all right with stuff like that going on, bro? And it always stuck with me. For everybody who's been following me, when we was reading the text messages of NaZiyah and Jarvis. The thing that never left my brain is at 2 a.m. when he texted her to come get in the car, how she say, "Did you ask if I could go?" That let me know right then and there that it was some shit going on, because that would not be the question that a person asks a nigga if they sneaking. It would have been, "Is Grandma and Shannon still up?" It wouldn't have been like, "Did you ask him?" So it goes to show you that she or he could say she's going with me and they was okay with it. That is so wild to me. It always fuck with me.
Now, even though that the parent might have failed NaZiyah and NaZiyah might have been misled and a bad child, do you think that at any point in this that the justice system and like not even the justice system but like the community system, like public schooling and the justice system, didn't do their exact job? Because
No, they didn't.
Able to get off a school bus and just roam the streets with a random man with no police saying nothing, no school bus driver giving a warning, no nothing.
Well, see, first of all, the bus driver, I you know, the more and more I look at this thing, I really don't know how sure I am that was the last picture of NaZiyah. They give us this picture on the school bus and things like that, shawty, but you know, we don't even know if that was the last picture that was actually taken. It baffled me that I didn't even see the bus driver in any of the preliminaries. Now, that's not saying that he won't be there in the actual trial, but I would have thought they would have definitely got the bus driver's testimony, because by all means, you was the last person to physically see NaZiyah. Besides, you know, Tawana and King and Jarvis, but I'm just saying when it comes down to the school system definitely failed him, this little girl. But most of all, her family did. Her family was not excited about when she first went missing. Anybody who can wait 24 hours before they check on their child, it told me a lot. It told me that you already probably thought she was with Jarvis. Let's be real. Come on, everything adds up. Before you even went to the police, you went to the school first to see if she had got there. You thought that somebody had dropped NaZiyah off at school. You wasn't shocked. Annette wasn't shocked when she didn't come home. She wasn't. Because her sense of urgency was at a bare minimum. Now, you probably didn't say nothing because you probably already thought she was with Jarvis. Let's be real. At this particular time, everybody knew NaZiyah was pregnant. It has come out that we know that now. So, they knew that. Hence the reason why the first person that Shannon called looking for Tuda was Jarvis. Y'all already knew or already felt she was with that man, because where else would she have been? And you know that she was pregnant with child, and you know it was with your baby father. So this is my thing that I'm not understanding is I'm so aggravated at the family first. Yes, there was more that the public schools could have did and shit, but it's not the public schools' sole responsibility to mother and father these kids. That's just that.
Just like it's like a grown lady just on a normal day.
At
13 years old.
She informed her auntie for one. She called her auntie, so they knew. When she came up missing, that would have been the first thing I would have did. Went to Jarvis' job, because NaZiyah called Auntie Shannon and asked Shannon where was this certain location was. She said, "Girl, you know."
What shop did they go to again?
The shop was at Jarvis. It was a auto shop. Hopper and Connor's area.
Wasn't it connected to like a gas station or something like that?
Yeah.
One of them type of shops?
Yeah.
So this little girl was able, at 13 years old, was able to just at a public gas station go in and out of a man's shop with nobody just like even skeptical of what's going on. Not a clerk, not a boss, nobody.
But see, the thing about that is she went with this man, as people say, allegedly supposed to be an uncle figure.
Right.
Actually, this was a man allegedly
like a step uncle.
SA-ing her, which is sexually abusing her.
Yeah.
So she thought she was going to her man's job, okay? It wasn't like she was, and everybody knew about it. I know her, Annette, it was just her grandma. Her grandma knew about it, because ain't nowhere in the world. I'm sitting my young, back when we were little, I don't want to cut that stuff. When we were little, we couldn't even touch a man's pocket.
Yeah.
We couldn't touch their pockets because my mama used to beat the heck out of me if I used to pat a man's pocket or do any of that, because they private part could be over that way or whatever, but you still don't do that. You don't sit on a man's lap.
Yeah,
I don't allow my
don't go between the man's
grandbabies.
legs,
I
nothing.
don't allow my grandbabies to do none of that, especially girls, boys neither. You don't sit on a man's lap. None of that. I never took my kids to go sit on Santa Claus' lap. None of that.
Do you think that
That motherfucker said, fuck Saint Nick out this bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna be honest. She ain't said nothing wrong. Now I'm with you when you telling the truth. But listen, straight up, she said, fuck Santa Claus. Nigga, bitch, stand up by him.
do you think there's any type of justice that should be served in this?
Man, let me tell you, just everybody and anybody that has something to do with this, they need to bring this here in the city, where it's called in Detroit.
Like a movement or like a march, you should say?
For anybody who got something to do with it, should be locked up.
I feel like this should be. I feel like this could be a movement because it's not something that just happened once in a lifetime. Like a tree gets struck by white light, that's once in a lifetime. This is something that happens every day.
Let me tell you something.
A
How
young
people
girl
do.
gets
This
taken
is how
almost
the
every
world.
day.
This has been going on in the world, in the city.
Yeah.
A person died, they might not even be in your life. When a person died, you see a whole lot. I mean, they will flood the damn church up with people when you die. Okay? And then when that the service is gone, you don't see the people no more.
Facts.
That's how life goes with people.
But I can say this: some people has fallen back from. I can say from public views and this. Some people fell back from trying to save young ladies. Not even gonna say black or white, but young ladies, based off like how you say, if you lie and you put yourself in that situation, something is bound to happen. Some people say these young ladies do things that put them in situations where it's something bound to happen.
No.
How can you save somebody
Not
that?
at 12 years old.
Let me finish. How can you save somebody from walking inside of a fire and they continuously walk inside the fire?
You know what? It's fucked up as it may seem. That is a discussion to be had. But it still goes back to the families. If a child is born and all a child see is destruction, and they see nothing else, then that child is gonna feel like destruction is normal. I hear where he's coming from. There are young ladies that make very, very hard choices sometimes, but sometimes the choices that they make, they have to make them because they don't have a support system. They don't have the parents. I'm gonna be real. When you look at the cards that NaZiyah was dealt, it's terrible. Let's think. NaZiyah was born, right? And Lady knew exactly who her mother was. She knew her. She knew exactly who Annette was. We knew that from the preliminary. When Lady was brought up, Annette was like she tasted vinegar. There is something between Annette and Lady that is so harsh to where they both just don't have any type of for each other. You noticed it. Go back to the preliminary hearing when Annette was on the stand and they brought up Lady. I want you to look at how her face contorts. Okay? Now, Lady, knowing who Annette was and knowing who she ran from, it was so easy for her to sign her children over to what she was running from. Both kids. Never will understand this. So I want you guys to understand the life and the cards that was dealt to NaZiyah. Because see, the young man who's saying what he's saying, I get it. But see, everyone don't have the luxury to be able to have a choice. And this little girl never had one. Never had one. The wrong person in the world had guardianship over this girl. And her mother first allowed it. Now let's go to her daddy. NaZiyah was a secret. That father would not have started fathering unless that girl passed away. He would have fathered in secrecy. I want y'all to understand what the fuck was going on with this little girl before people just... Because, see, I see so much stuff about NaZiyah, and it pisses me off. Because y'all got to go to the root of this shit. Lady and this man was sleeping with each other for whatever she needed at the time. Whether it was money or drugs. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what it was. All right? She was his trick. And then got caught up when she got pregnant. He didn't father NaZiyah at all. So everybody like, oh, I understand he passed away. Rest in peace to him. But y'all giving him too much credit. He finally started passing out flyers because he didn't have a choice. He wasn't fathering that girl. So she don't got no mama, no daddy, no grandma. Let's be real about this type of shit. Now you got an auntie in a house that's damn near worse than you. This little girl didn't have a chance. She didn't have a chance.
That some of my emotions came from that. And it come from me not knowing who my dad really was.
So you think that some females around fathers are misled of what a man's supposed to be?
Yes.
They think of like female characters just more manlier.
Yes, if they don't get that at home.
Yeah.
If they don't get that at home, they're going to reach out for somebody in the street to show them what a man, which is their father.
If you think all of them got you.
And that's it. And sometimes men prey on that. Because when a woman or the little girl like NaZiyah have no choices, okay? She take a chance out in these streets. And there's men that's waiting on girls like NaZiyah. To make it seem like they're everything that she need them to be at that time. And then they turn them out. We see it. We've seen it. You know what I mean? So that's why I always blame the family, because fuck that. She shouldn't have to run and leave from her house to begin with.
Charged. What do you think they should get charged with?
Man.
Not like on
first degree murder. First degree murder. Oh.
Okay. So sorry, technical difficulties. But we back. I got a question. Real important question. Allegedly, not accusing or downgrading nobody. Who do you think really did this to NaZiyah Harris? These terrible, out of the way things.
I think it was planned out. I think it was planned out because it started with the grandma. The grandma took her out of the program because they knew she was pregnant. She had to do something because of the money she was getting. It was all about money. The money she was getting, she knew that them knowing that NaZiyah was being touched by a man such as Jarvis would have stopped everything. That could have took her kids and Shannon. They knew this. So it was planned. Shannon had something to do with it, and Jarvis. I don't believe King had nothing to do with it. I believe truly deep in my heart that it starts off with the grandma and Shannon because they road dogs. Shannon and her mama is road dogs. And Jarvis was just the person that did these terrible things, got her pregnant, having sex with her, this, that, and the third. So it was up to them three what we gonna do with this child and how we gonna get rid of her to cancel all these problems.
You know what? She cooking. She is cooking. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. Annette was privy to some shit. Annette is definitely privy to some shit. And that's what's so sad. Because you didn't even love your grandmother enough just to be honest at this point, lady. Everything is about self, but then you got to go back to how she was on that stand. If she didn't give a fuck about Lady, what makes you think that she'd give a fuck about an extension of Lady?
And see, at this point, NaZiyah is no longer a niece, a loving niece, or a loving grandchild. Now she's the problem. And they had to get rid of the problem. Because for one, Jarvis already going to jail, and he want that problem with him being accused of touching this girl or SA-ing her and having sex and eventually getting her pregnant. With the auntie, it's an embarrassment that your niece was getting SA and touched and loved on your baby daddy. And the grandma, it was Literally everything started off with her because I think you was pimping your daughters. Because ain't nowhere in the world my daughter is going to be having sex with a grown ass man and having kids by him. I'm just saying. Period. I believe it started with the mom, and I think they all planned it. Her underlined. I think they planned this.
How many people agree with what this lady is saying? I think NaZiyah has always been. How you doing, Boopy? 503 PDX 318 LA. Girl, that shit sound like what the fuck? Why you just don't put a regular name? I gotta say that though every time you say something. 503 PDX 318 LA. Like what the hell is that, girl? We gotta come up with a shortcut on that name. I'm just gonna say, what's up, 503? Okay. Ned Talk TV said you don't agree. Okay. I want to hear. I'm finna open up these lines after this, and then y'all call in and let me know. I think NaZiyah was just always a number to. I mean, I think NaZiyah was always a number and a check to Annette. I looked at Annette mannerisms in a lot of videos, and she just does not have a connection to children the way that I think. Even if it was pictures of her taking pictures with Vari and NaZiyah, it was like she didn't even really want to be there. I don't understand that, but we can just finish this out, and I'm going to open up the phone lines.
I feel the same. I feel the same way because I feel like as a grown man, you do anything with a child. If something happens, you gonna wanna get rid of, like Brandon said, the problem.
You can't let our kids be taught in the streets because the streets is not gonna teach you. Okay? Not about the Bible. They're not going to teach you about sports. They're going to teach you what you're going to get taught.
The streets teach you one time and you can never, how can I say this? You will never be able to bounce back and actually learn from it because what it done taught you, the damage already done.
Yeah. And it's like it's no coming back from what your mama trying to embed you and stuff and trying to teach you things, you know.
Thank y'all for right now. Part 2. We're going to the location of where.
Part 2. Tune in to part 2 because I'm going to take y'all to the location where I believe she was unalive or.
I want to see her part 2. She got me invested now. Nah, but this is fucking horrible. I want to know how y'all feel. Y'all drop it down in the comments. Shout out to everybody who was subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate y'all. We almost made it to. Did we ever make it to 2K? We didn't ever make it to 2K. We gonna do it though. Hey, y'all stay tuned. We finna open up these phone lines. I want to hear and talk to y'all.